All right, take 3. All right, name's James Clapp. I work as RTI instructional assistant for Mayfield Independent Systems for the elementary school, 3rd grade, 4th grade usually. So this is more geared towards a 3rd grade small group for math. Anyway, subject of this presentation are using rectangles and dice to calculate area and perimeter. Moving on. So the standard I'm looking at primary is going to be Kentucky 3MD5, recognize area as an attribute of plane figures, understand concepts of area measurement, in this case rectangles. I can statement, I can work out perimeter and area of a rectangle if given length and width. Now the initial awaken prior knowledge refresher, since this is planned for an RTI group. How do you find area of a rectangle? Keep asking until they give you length times width. How do you find perimeter? Then move on to perimeter. How do you find perimeter of said rectangle? I'll say 3 different formulas for perimeter. 2 times length plus width, 2 times length plus 2 times width, or length plus width plus width. Any 3 would work as long as they give you at least one of those. Keep it rolling as long as they remember any of those 3 would work. General behavior expectation for my group at least. Listen when I'm talking. Remember the golden rule, treat others as you expect to be treated, so, don't be little jerks about things. Raise your hand if you have trouble, and corollary to that one, I am one person, be patient. General rules for my group usually. 90% of the time it works. And moving on, activity materials. Every student should bring a pencil. Tell them to go sharpen it if they need to. How many times do we have to tell them to go sharpen your pencil? Recording sheet, which is brought up here. It has the general instructions for the activity. Use the dice to fill in the blank, solve the equation for area perimeter, and then area formula, perimeter formula, then 10 problems with the basic setup for the area and perimeter. And need at least 1 6-face die, 20-face die. If you are short on dice, Google has a dice roller, so all they would really need is their device. And for the lower students, I would say either graph paper or a bag of little place value cubes, Unifix cubes to form the rectangle. Now the process of using the dice to make the shape. Now for general going through the activity problem setup, first roll of the activity, if you roll a 1, re-roll it, because 1 times anything is too easy. Then moving on from there, roll your d6, roll your d20, make your shape. So the example, 3 times 19. Do the math on the recording sheet. 3 times 19 is 57. 2 times 3 plus 2 times 19 is 6 plus 38 is 44. And rinse, repeat. Now, for a bit of extra difficulty, before getting the side length, roll 1d6 to decide if you get a 1 or 5, 1 or 5, d6 and d20, 2 or 4, 2d6, 3 or 6, 2d20. If you feel there are up for that little extra difficulty, depends on the group, really. Anyway, what should be turned in is the recording sheet with a name on it. How many times do we have to say that? Too many. Anyway, and the exit ticket question on a post-it, very easily do your own. My general one, since it is an RTI group, do you think you're comfortable with how to find perimeter and area of a rectangle? If no, why? I use this usual setup for my RTI group because I need to know if I need to stay on this topic for a bit until they get it. Anyway, next one would be potential adaptations off the top of my head. Providing Unifix cubes or place value blocks to make the rectangle for lower students other than graph paper, because some people can't draw that well, even with graph paper. And then for upper, direct them to only use the D20 or to use the chart. Either or would work. And is there anything else? No, I don't think so. So let's